Have you ever wondered where the legends of half-man, half-horse beings known as centaurs originated? This question has intrigued many, from historians and scholars to fantasy enthusiasts and curious minds alike. The concept of centaurs, creatures with the upper body of a human and the lower body of a horse, has fascinated and mystified us for centuries. Centaurs are not just creatures of fantasy. They are deeply embedded in our cultural fabric and have a rich history that spans across different civilizations and times. Let's take a moment to appreciate the general depiction of these mythical creatures. Imagine a being with the torso, head and arms of a man seamlessly fused with the body of a horse. It's an image that is as bizarre as it is captivating, isn't it? Centaurs have trotted their way into several mythologies around the world. In the heart of the ancient Greek myths, they were often portrayed as wild, lustful and overindulgent creatures, embodying the struggle between civilization and savagery. Far to the east in Indian mythology, we find similar creatures known as the Kinnaras, depicted as half-human, half-horse. But unlike their Greek counterparts, they are often portrayed as divine musicians and lovers of poetry. The centaur has galloped its way even into Chinese mythology, where a creature known as the Qilin, often depicted with the body of a deer, the tail of an ox, the hooves of a horse, and a body covered in scales, bears a striking resemblance to our centaurs. Though not an exact match, it's a testament to the widespread influence of the centaur motif. But where did the story of these mythical beings begin? What inspired our ancestors to dream up such creatures? How did they evolve from being wild and unruly creatures of the ancient world to symbols of knowledge and wisdom in later myths? Now, journey with us as we delve into the origins of these mythical creatures. We promise you it's a ride as exciting as galloping through a field on the back of a centaur. To uncover the roots of centaurs, we travel back in time to ancient Greece. Enveloped in the mists of time and myth, the centaurs first made their appearance in the rich tapestry of Greek literature and art. As with many elements of Greek mythology, the centaurs were not simply figments of imagination, but symbolic representations of societal concepts and ideas. The centaurs, with their dual nature of man and horse, were often portrayed as wild, untamed beings, a stark contrast to the disciplined, order-loving Greeks. They were seen as embodiments of the natural world, representing the raw, primal forces that the Greeks both revered and feared. Their dual nature also symbolized the struggle between civilization and savagery, order and chaos, a theme that resonated deeply in the Greek psyche. In ancient Greek society, the centaurs held a significant place. They were often depicted in epic battles against heroes, symbolizing the constant struggle of humans against their baser instincts. The centaurs were also prominent in the education of some of the most famous figures in Greek mythology. The wise centaur Chiron, for instance, was the tutor of the mighty Greek hero Achilles, demonstrating that despite their wild nature, centaurs could also embody wisdom and knowledge. The centaurs were not just confined to the realm of literature and art. They found their way into rituals and religious practices as well. The Greeks held festivals like the Centaurimachia, where they reenacted the mythical battle between the Lapiths, a legendary people of Greece, and the Centaurs. This was not merely a spectacle, but a ritualistic reaffirmation of the triumph of order over chaos. The Centaurs, with their complex symbolism and compelling narrative, had a profound impact on ancient Greek society. They were more than mythical creatures. They were mirrors reflecting the fears, aspirations and struggles of the Greeks. While Greece is the birthplace of centaurs, their influence spread far beyond its borders. The Greek influence permeated other cultures, and with it, the legend of the centaurs. The Greeks were indeed the originators of the centaur myth, but the concept of these half-human, half-horse creatures was so captivating that it traveled far beyond the borders of Greece. Let's take a journey to ancient Rome, where the Greeks' neighboring civilization also embraced the centaur mythology. Much like the Greeks, the Romans portrayed centaurs as wild, untamed beings that embodied the dual nature of man, the civilized and the savage. They were often depicted in Roman art, particularly in mosaics, showing them in battle scenes or involved in bacchanalian revelry, reflecting the Romans' fascination with the dichotomy of human existence. But it's not just in the Western world that we find centaurs. In Eastern mythology, particularly in India, there's a creature known as the Kinnara. While not exactly a centaur, the Kinnara shares some striking similarities. This creature is depicted as half human, half bird, symbolizing the same dichotomy between the human and the beast. Much like the centaurs, Kinnaras were seen as symbols of love and beauty, yet at the same time they represented the wildness and unpredictability of nature. And it doesn't stop there. Centaur-like creatures have been found in other cultures too. For example, the Nukalavie of Scottish folklore, a horse-like demon with a man's torso attached, or the Tikbalang of Philippine mythology, a creature with the body of a horse and the limbs of a human. These variations in depictions and interpretations of centaur-like beings across different cultures underscore how universally resonant the idea of the centaur is. It seems that the concept of the centaur, a creature caught between two worlds, the civil and the savage, speaks to a deep-seated aspect of the human condition that is relatable across cultures and across time. The centaur's influence is vast, transcending cultural barriers and time itself. Whether in Greece, Rome, India, Scotland or the Philippines, the centaur's presence is a testament to its enduring appeal and the power of mythology in helping us understand our own human nature. The centaur, an ancient figure, yet still prevalent in our modern culture, this fascinating blend of human and horse has ridden out of ancient Greek mythology and trotted right into the heart of our contemporary world. From the silver screen to the printed page, from digital games to popular art, the centaur's hooves echo throughout. In the realm of cinema, centaurs have often been portrayed, sometimes as wise mentors, other times as wild and untamed creatures. Remember the noble and wise centaur Chiron in the Percy Jackson series? Or perhaps the brave, archery-skilled centaurs in the fantasy epic Harry Potter? These depictions have not only entertained us, but also reshaped our understanding of these mythical beings. Literature too has embraced the centaur, often using them to explore themes of duality and identity. They've galloped through the pages of countless fantasy novels, from C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia to Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Each story gives a new perspective, a fresh interpretation of the centaur myth. And let's not forget the world of video games, where centaurs have found a natural home. Games like World of Warcraft and the Elder Scrolls series have brought centaurs to life in exciting and interactive ways, allowing players to encounter these mythical creatures in a whole new dimension. Over the years, the depiction of centaurs has evolved. Once seen as wild and chaotic, they're now often portrayed as wise and noble creatures. They've become symbols of freedom, strength, and wisdom, embodying the perfect fusion of human intellect and animal instinct. Indeed, the centaur's journey from ancient myth to modern icon is a testament to its enduring allure. These half-human, half-horse figures continue to fascinate us, their stories and symbolism adapting to fit our changing world. It's clear that the centaur's gallop through our cultural landscape is far from over. Centaurs continue to captivate us, their legend enduring through the ages. The centaur, a creature of myth and legend, has a rich and intriguing history. This half-human, half-horse entity, with its roots deep in the heart of ancient Greece, has captivated the imaginations of storytellers and audiences alike, across cultures and through the ages. The origin of centaurs, as we've explored, is steeped in the vibrant mythology of the ancient Greeks. They were born from the union of Ixion, a mortal king, and Nephele, a cloud nymph fashioned in the image of Hera, the queen of the gods. Symbolizing untamed nature, these creatures often played prominent roles in Greek tales, embodying a struggle between civilization and savagery, rationality, and chaos. But the allure of the centaur extends beyond the boundaries of Greece. Cultures around the world have their own versions of these fascinating creatures. In India, for example, we find similar entities in the form of the Kinnaras, half-human, half-bird beings. In Celtic mythology, we encounter the Ceffyl Dwr, a horse-like water spirit. Fast forward to our modern era, and centaurs continue to hold a firm grip on our cultural imagination. They have found their way into literature, films, video games, and even brand logos. From the wise and brave Chiron in Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson series to the heroic centaurs in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books, these mythical creatures continue to inspire and captivate. In conclusion, the centaur is more than just an intriguing blend of man and horse. It is a symbol, a narrative device, a cultural constant that has evolved and adapted to the times. It reflects our own human struggles and triumphs, our quest for understanding and our unending fascination with the mystical and the unknown. Next time you come across a centaur in a story, remember the centuries of mythology that have shaped this captivating creature.